I don't You know, we have Donovan, we have Darius. Like, he's a smart basketball player. If he wanted to, he could go out there and just shoot every shot that he wants and get 24 points tonight. But the guy is actually, like, you know, no disrespect to big men, but he's a really smart big man. And those are very hard to come by. You know, he's smart offensively and smart defensively. So when you have someone that is, you know, that basketball savvy and knows his role, but can also implement the game or impact the game in so many different ways, it's like, get the patience part, like, hey, you know, we want the 30 and 15, but it's like, this guy has been helping this organization win games since he put the uniform on. So I get the patience thing, but I mean, he's a high caliber player. He's really freaking good.
In your experience, how rare is it to see all those attributes in players?
Very rare. I mean, I'm not sure. You know, obviously I got to see Donovan his rookie year, Tyrese Maxey, but you know, for someone with, you know, that height, length, to be able to be that coordinated is very unique, and we're lucky to have it.
You talked to Kenny and Cody the other day, and they both mentioned the next steps. How do you characterize the next steps?
I think the next step is, like I talked about earlier, is, you know, getting there and giving ourselves a chance, you know, when we get there, whether that's, you know, getting there and being healthy, or getting there and having experiences in the first round of the playoffs that we take it to the second round and then into the Eastern Conference Finals. So obviously I think all of us have championship aspirations. Now it's, you know, getting there, you know, and what are we going to continue to do and grow to get to that point.
This is one of the things that you were missing last year against Boston in that series. Do you still have thoughts about what could have been?
You know, the past is the past. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it because it really does none of us any good.
Two-parter here. Who has the best fashion sense with the team, and who needs some help?
I would say Karis, and then I would say I need a lot of help in my fashion sense.
Where do you need help?
Just any type of drip or swag that you got advice, I definitely need it.
Have you seen him go in the shirt?
Yeah, I mean, he's been phenomenal.
Thanks, man. Oh, I was just talking about you.
Yeah, no, he sucks, man. Get rid of him for a bag of peanuts. No, but he's been phenomenal. You know, I think his growth as a leader is really something that sticks out. But then you talk about someone that, you know, is known to score, but has been able to switch up and play the point guard position and facilitate. I think for those handful of games or 20 games that, you know, we didn't have a point guard, he did a tremendous job of getting everybody. I think the record kind of speaks for itself. He was tremendous for us down that stretch, and I think his growth, not only as a scorer but as a point guard, has been huge for us.
Is this the most talented roster?
Yes, I would. From 1 to 15, I would definitely say there's, you know, a ton of talent, you know, from 1 to 15, and I think, you know, this is probably the most talented team I've played on.
Going back to Kenny, which ways do you think that complement what you bring to the table?
Yeah, I think, you know, Kenny does a good job of thinking outside the box, and whether that's, you know, implementing new things, shooting a lot of threes, spacing on the off, all those things, you know, not only help me but help our team, and I think that's the biggest. I'm not going into this and how we can help. I'm going into this and how can I.
Kenny's a unique and his pride and soul.
Yes.
How is that unique? What's different about that as opposed to?
You know, I think, have you ever heard anybody use the phrase like it's a copycat league? I think, you know, from the point Kenny's standpoint, he's more or less looking at it like, okay, other people have done it this way, but here's a problem that we have with our team. Maybe I need to solve this as a different problem rather than like, oh, the 86 Cavaliers did it this way, so we're going to try and do it this way. It's finding a new solution rather than just looking at the past and saying, well, they did this, so let's try this.
Hermano, ¿qué pasa?
I really enjoyed that.
Justin do a lot of moving and shaking. I didn't think
Pretty good, man. Give me 3 things you can't live without.
Yeah, I think so. I think injuries were a big part of kind of our downfall last year to the end of the season.
Can't say my favorite, right?
Obviously, that was a huge thing for the team, and obviously the team not playing well.
That's probably say my
I think everyone in the locker room says how
The first hoop shoe that you bought when you ran into some money that you bought that you wanted as a kid. You didn't get it, and as soon as you ran into some money, you said, "This is the first thing you get."
anything that was I'll probably say anything that's Adidas.
plays for Cleveland for 4 years.
Yeah, anything Adidas for sure.
How much you like Cleveland?
Constantly gives you confidence.
I mean, why not, right? I mean, like for me,
Not just kind of what you wanted here, but what you needed.
when I got traded here, it's no secret. I've said it. I thought I was going to New York, and I didn't know much about Cleveland. And from the minute I got here, till my mom, I think it was just like, I really like it here. Just the people. It's very convenient to travel, back and forth from where I live and getting around. And traffic's not that bad unless it's 5, obviously. But just the passion from the fans, being able to, the food is good. Like there's just, I'm a very simple person. I don't, need nothing too crazy. In Cleveland, there's just been amazing to me. And then this is obviously excluding everything that happens on the basketball floor. I mean, as a place to live, for me, I love it. And I said it gets cold, but I'm used to the cold. I dress better in the cold, and so for me, it was just like a no-brainer. And then obviously everything started, progressing well on the floor. And yeah, I mean, I've known for a little bit that this was my decision, but it's finally good to have a media day where we're not talking about where I'm to next. You know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty special.
Can you define a little bit how long you've been for?
I knew for sure, I would say probably around January, around the Paris game. I knew for sure. I had thought about the beginning of the year. It's been in my mind. I mean, I knew, but you kind of obviously have to do your checks and all that. But I knew for sure probably January, February that this is where I wanted to be. So it's kind of funny watching everybody say that this is how I'm feeling. But I knew. Man, like I said, this is it's my first media day in probably 3 years where I don't have people asking me like, what does it take for me to stay somewhere? I think that's people don't understand how it becomes a lot. And the biggest thing for me too is not just myself but my teammates and answer these questions. Because that's a real thing too. People think about, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like that's a real thing.
Off the bench, I know it's really hard to
come in the cloud. I guess you want to say every
kind of feel the game,
what's gonna happen next. You know what I'm saying? So
and I think he was super consistent. He was one of those guys who
we're here.
I don't know if he's not on the team.
Part of this group. Now the biggest thing is, now that I've signed the contract and we're here, now there's an expectation. It's not like we just signed and that's the end.
We gonna put
whatever. There's an expectation for us to do.
Casanova's one of my favorite. Backstabbers, I like that one. Those are probably my top 2. How you doing?
Yeah, it was. There's nothing structurally wrong at all. Just a lot of wear and tear. Past 2 years, I've played probably the most minutes of my career from day one.
Yeah, we're super confident.
I'll be able to kind of take a different approach.
We know that.
Started the summer really
injuries
late,
is a big part of
just because I wanted to give myself as much time as possible, so I really didn't start
we're confident in the group we have, and we're
forward
looking forward to
until
running
August,
the
which typically would start for me early July. So just kind of doing that and kind of taking a different approach to the summer just to make sure I'm all good and mentally confident. I feel great.
Favorite part,
I'm ready in shape.
I don't know.
But you know, it allowed me to take a step back and start to readjust how you do your summers. You know, I'm not 22 anymore, but I'm not
first one in the
33.
gym
You know,
every
but
morning.
there's a different way to approach the summer as you
I think
get
his
older.
attitude and his energy is
You know,
contagious.
yeah, obviously I would love to finish the
I'm
season
looking
out there
forward
with
to
my guys,
kind
but
of getting to know.
you know, it provided me with an opportunity to understand how you go
We'll
about
see.
your summer.
Still a work in
what
progress. You know, it's
take care of
just
your
been
body.
open
You know,
gym thus far.
I have a full-time chef that
early
that's
preseason
wherever I go.
but
Nutritionist,
I think
staff, everything.
Evan, taking a step forward.
It's been a good summer as far as kind of the surrounding parts of
paid as
what I
well
have
kind of
around me.
takes a
And
little bit of pressure off of you. So
getting ready for the year.
I think everyone's looking
And the
forward to his
NBA
development.
that Kenny athletes
I think a major one. I think that for what he did in Brooklyn, he was around in Golden State. He's around winning. He was on the team, on the staff that when we blew the 2-0 lead against the Clippers when we lost there. So I'm from Kenny and what he brings to the table, player development, and ways to make a group better. So I think for us, kind of watching him lead, and even through the month that I've been here so far, you just see the energy, the passion behind it, but also the experience, the strategy. And like I said, we've been in communication for a while, and when he was in Paris at 4 a.m., he's texting me like how to slip, what ways to slip out of screens and back screens and different actions and different things. So you can't complain when you have a coach that's doing that for sure.
Donovan, the NBA offseason hits.
I love them gummy bears. I've loved gummy bears since I was a kid. So for me, when I have a collab with them, it just kind of got teased out on IG today. I'm wearing, but that's been my love for my entire life. So if there's one candy I have, and anybody knows me, it's a pack of gummy bears. Just like those, the OG regular brand. Those are the best ones out there. So they're coming out soon. I can't say too much, but I appreciate them near and dear to my heart for sure.
Donovan, the NBA offseason hits, and it's like every team might look a little bit different. You can come back and everything looks different. You guys are bringing everybody back. Just what's your take on having so much familiarity with so many pieces, parts back?
Yeah, you know what's around. And I think we all see that we have a lot we can accomplish as a group. And I said it the other day, like I believe when we're healthy, we're a championship contending team. But unfortunate part is, for the past 2 years, we haven't been a fully healthy team. Throughout the year, been different spurts. So now the biggest thing is for us to put those pieces together on the health side, but then also put those pieces together. And obviously we have a new coach in Kenny here, and different ways to go about the game. So for us to, as we internally grow, but also growing with him and growing with each other. You don't just throw a team together and make it to the championship. That's pretty tough to do. So for us, it's continue to take steps and building blocks, and finding ways to compete at the highest level and win at the highest level.
Donovan, Kenny and Kobe talked about it. They were talking about how Kenny went out and had a 50,000 meetings and he came back to, kind of led the charge for players back in the Simmons.
Yes.
What have those interactions been like? How have you connected?
Yeah, I made the joke with him. I was like, man, this is the earliest I've ever been in marketing in my career. Yeah, it's been good. I'm excited. I think that just speaks to my level of excitement, and not even just myself. Everybody was here, for the most part. I think that's what's special. Wanting to continue to get better, and for him to take the time out. Obviously being in Paris for the Olympic Games, with the fly back and forth, it's no easy flight. To make sure you saw myself, Evan, Darius, and all the different guys through summer league and whatnot. I think that's what stood out to me. And also, like I said, texting us at 4 a.m. going over different strategies, and that's what it's about, finding ways to execute. And you do that stuff now. You don't do that, you don't wait until season gets going. So for him to do that, I think it shows how much he cares, the passion behind it. But now we got to go out there and execute it on the floor.
Now, a lot of people talk about what Kenny implement, all the adjustments we can make, but what role do you guys play in that success? Like, how can you guys help him?
Yeah, I think it starts with the month that we've been here. You start to form that relationship. I can, for you and I to start our relationship, on the basketball court, it doesn't just we don't just walk in October 1 and be like, all right, how do we do this? It's chemistry, it's over time. So I think that's first and foremost, but then also going out there and executing. Trust is a trust factor, but that starts with getting in the gym early, and all those different things. So, I think we can't ask him to trust us and vice versa. We don't show it, and I think we're both sides. As players and as coaches, we've seen it on both sides, and I think that's where it starts. And then you have a weekend like we have coming up in camp, and building the preseason and building. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's just building the chemistry, building the trust early.
What changes for you, if anything, now that you have this longer-term contract?
I mean, I think Danny said it. It's like just know where you're going to be. You know where your feet are. You know, this is January, but even still, like I said, it's just a calm vibe. Come in here, and I can come in here now, and like you know, what I mean, it's way more peaceful. I mean, obviously on the floor, I know what group is. I know what we have. I know what it's going to look like. You know, I know what I'm walking into. I think that's something that is truly understated. You know, when you're going through, obviously, you know, the rumors, I guess you want to say. So for me, now that I'm happy here, there's a level of happiness. I'm in the community. I'm, you know, doing all these different things. I'm watching. I'll be at the Guardians games next week, and just different things, like as an aspect outside of just basketball. You know, like you can kind of lay your roots somewhere that you actually want to be, and I think that's special.
This offseason, how was your workout routine? Was there more focus on weight training or was basketball taking that?
Yeah, with the late start, it was more weights, more stability, different things like that, just because I wanted to not do as much pounding on my body early on. So definitely more weights, but then these past 2 months have been nonstop ramp up with basketball. But for the most part, for the start, it was all weights and like I said, stability and different things like that. And then once we got to the later months, back to it.
Two more questions, guys. Two more questions. About your relationship with Johnny Bryant.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to have him join this organization?
What's up, bro?
Be able to continue their relationship.
Excited to be back.
What is this? Is Snapchat?
Yeah.
You still have a Snapchat?
So what year is this for you?
Yeah, year 8. We back at it, man.
Back at it.
Back here with TT on Snapchat.
Yeah, the old fart, the young pup.
The old fart. It still has a Snapchat. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this is just for, you know, like.
Yeah, no. Do your thing. Yeah, work phone, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
good to see y'all. Year 8, we back at
see,
it.
you got yours on both sides. That's
Let's
how it
say no
works.
jewelry. Hey, BJ, he got jewelry on.
Man, 14 years. Ain't nobody want to talk about it.
How fun is it to be back with that?
Man, that is a child. That is a child, and I'm a child too, so I think it's pretty dope. But he's a leader, man. He's, you know, he brings the energy, as you can see, brings the vibe, lightens the mood for everybody in the locker room. So that's gonna be exciting. Glad to have him back. I know the city's excited to have him back too. Sorry, your question.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say you've been very open about your relationship with Johnny Bryant. What does it mean to you to have him here and keep developing that relationship and work closer with him?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it in interviews. You know, I equate, you know, a lot of my success to the work him and I have done in Utah. You know, like my routine, you know, my thoughts for the game. A lot of it was Quinn Snyder as well, but Quinn and Johnny were very close, obviously, and whatever, you know, Johnny was teaching me at the time was obviously going through Quinn, but, you know, he's done it at a high level, but also more so, he's like a brother to me, you know, someone that, you know, has been there for me in a lot of different ways. Not even just on the floor, so it's great to have him here, but not even just for myself. I think he'll be great for the team as far as, you know, what he's done in his career. He'll be a head coach at some point soon. But for me to be able to see him, you know, he's seen me grow, but to see him grow as a coach at the highest level is special, and he'll be a great addition for not just myself. I mean, everybody knows in our relationship, but he's been great with the guys, and I think it'll be great, you know, for the team as well.
It feels like
Last question.
Darius's reputation took a hit last year, and due to a lot of factors outside of his control, injuries being an example. How much of a boost do you give you guys just to get him back at his physical best?
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before. I think it's you go through these points in your career. I've been through this a few times. You know, I think for him, my biggest thing is always how do you respond. You know what I mean? There's always going to be something. He's been Mr. Cleveland. He's been Mr. Cavalier since he's been here. So for us and for him, it's like just continue to keep working. You know, the trust in you. We all believe in him and what he's capable of. So we're here to have his back. We support him, and you know, for him to go out there and do his thing, and he's ready. I know he's excited. But obviously, public criticism is part of what we do. It's going to be a thing, and I think he's ready to kind of shut everybody up.
Like when you're looking down on them.
Absolutely.
During that playoff season, that playoff run, it's definitely a different game. I feel like throughout the whole course of the season, you got to just build on things and really get the team on all cylinders on this time of the year. As we go this year, what we're going to do. Yeah, for sure. Especially the last game, I feel like I did good. I stepped into my own, and I'm just going to try to carry that momentum into this year.
You've been around here for a while. Obviously, the NBA is always changing. You guys are running it back. And, how eager are you guys to build on what you guys did last year?
Very eager. I feel like we had a good season last year. Didn't hit how we wanted it, but this year we have a similar team. Same team coming back, same main guys, and different coaching staff. But I think overall we're going to do just as good as last year, and hopefully better.
Is there a portion of your skill set that you think Kenny can kind of unlock in this offense with you specifically?
Yeah, just using me in different ways, and initially may not be the best at things, but just throwing me out there to try new things and get better with time as I get put in different situations on the floor, and just me being in different situations will definitely have a different aspect to the game.
Is that exciting? Just knowing that things are going to be a little different maybe for you this year?
Yeah, very exciting. I'm looking forward to this year a lot.
How do you do your...
Just really focus on right now at training camp and of the season, and just getting on the same page, building that chemistry with the coaches, with the players, and so when we get into playoffs and during those hard times, we know exactly what page we're on.
How do you think you're things that you might not be the best at? How important is it for you to have the space to be bad at them?
I feel like that's very important in just your learning process. Just taking your time, sitting with things. Initially, you may not be the best at it, but you just take the steps to keep working on it and keep working on it, and you're going to get better. So that's been my approach since I came to the league. And I feel like I've been getting better in every aspect of my game.
What was your off-season like in terms of weight room, on the floor?
It was very calculated. Weight room basically almost every day. In the beginning, that was the main focus, and then as summer went on, got on the court gradually, worked on a lot of shooting. As I worked on that, built up and started doing a lot more contact with coaches and trying to get downhill and imposing my will in the paint and stuff like that, and just gradual build up throughout the whole season, or throughout the whole summer. Yeah. I'm not gonna put a number on it, but definitely gained weight and definitely stronger.
Rather than being a student of the game, the most underrated player in your mind?
League history. Underrated. That's a hard one. I don't even know the league history. That's too many people. That's nice for sure. I try not to pay attention to all that in the first place, but it definitely feels nice that we have everyone back, and we know who we're going to rock with, and we're just going to keep building with this team. I think we're comfortable where we are. I like all the aspects that we have to our team and all the people we added last year, and I feel like with the new coaching staff we can bring that all together better, and also with us playing another year together, we're just going to keep elevating. I definitely feel that way. That's the goal, is just keep taking those steps and keep striding, moving forward until you reach where you want to get to. Not necessarily, just mindset, mindset based, I would say, and just putting more reps in, and just over time, you're just going to gradually get better at things.
What's a personal goal that you'd like for this year?
Definitely all-star. Start there, and definitely get back in the defensive player conversation. Those are two big things I'm definitely looking forward to really locking in on and take to heart.
How much has your confidence grown in the three-point shot and also playing the ball before?
Both those areas, they've risen a lot. I've put a lot of reps over the summer on both of those things. So this year, I would say.
Craig said a little bit about how you're not content anymore when it comes to the three-point shot. How long did it take before you became fluid and natural in that?
That's just like a mindset thing as well. Just shooting it when you're open, shooting it with confidence. Practicing all summer, been making it all summer.
What if anything changed with your mindset? Was there something that led to that?
No, just I feel like as a person, as a human being, you just gradually evolve your mindset, gradually evolve your mental, and that's just how you get better as a person.
Tough season for DG last year. You've been around him your whole career. How ready to see what it's like when he's healthy and coming back and coming to training camp clean and obviously show what he's doing?
I'm super excited. We obviously know what he can do. We saw his All-Star season. We're just playing with him since I've got here. I know him very well, and he's a great player. Last season is just last season. That doesn't define who you are at all. And I'm excited for this year. I think he's going to do great.
Have you talked to you about bounce back this season and try?
Conversations here and there, but I already know his face and knows what you got to do. So, yeah.
What do you kind of learn from yourself or learn about yourself? You had a couple of significant injuries last year, but you still were able to
Just mentally, just staying locked in and knowing that you can overcome things. I had injury last year, but mentally I feel like that didn't really stop me. I feel like it was just like a platform for me to bounce off and get even better from. So, just having that mindset, just keep going. That was a great moment. I mean, getting that contract is definitely a big step and a big accolade from me and my family, and what we're able to do, and just like the feeling behind it, and knowing that this organization is backing me and really believes in me, and that feeling is just amazing. No, just whatever.
I only ask my heart. Thank you, I appreciate it. Sure.
How many killing you have you taken shots?
That's been a topic here and there, but a lot of my coaches also know that I'm a very smart player and always make the right play, so they trust me in just doing that.
To that point, how much of what could be seen as uncertainty is the last couple years? Like, Darius
It's a mix of both. So just me learning to fine tune that when I need to take my time and when I need to make the right plays and getting better with that.
Talk a lot about half court. What do you foresee this team's attack to be like in transition?
Transition, a lot of just flowing into different offenses pretty quickly, playing pretty fast, and being in the trail position and just playing either side from there.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Dad. Congrats on the contract, man. Huh?
He's still throwing fish after talking to us for
That's just the way it is. I mean, can't change wires.